friendly as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, my voice is a little better than it was last Monday's video. I'm filming this video before I film my collaboration video, because I'm hoping that my voice will be returned to normal, so it'll be a little bit out of sync. Sorry, I've just had a drink and my beard is now covered in bits of water. So anyway, what I want to do is I want to do a Finish It Friday. So I've fished this out. So this is just a tag. Well, it's a card actually at the moment. But I want to turn it into a tag because I want to put a tag in here. And I think from looking at it, it will be the right sort of size. Would it go in there? It might need a bit of thickening up, but it might be just a tad too long, but that's fine. We can work with that, and we don't mind. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit bigger than the pocket. But let's make something with this, and let's do a Finish It Friday, and then it's also contributing to the finishing of the folio too. So. The Edith folio. So what I want to do first is I just want to shape it up, and get it all kind of nice and square, whilst also cutting it down just a little bit, so that it doesn't stick out quite as much. I think I'd quite like it to have a tab on the top, so if I cut don't know, about another 1/4 of an inch off it, I guess. So if you can hear something, I've got some pop to the side and it's very noisy. Oh, it's not that one that's noisy. I've opened 2 cans. I've got ASMR pop. It's very noisy, I'm afraid, so I'll cut that bit off there. And I think we will shape it into a tag, but I don't know whether I might do that afterwards. Actually, let's just cut that bit of extra overhang off. So it doesn't overhang. So, yeah, that's cool. Right, okay. So, just in case anybody wants to know what these are, okay, I've fished some out, and these are basically what it is. These are just these number pads. They're for taking down your food order. Vic brings me one of these and leaves it at my house every time he comes here, so I've got hundreds of them. Might as well use them for something, and they're great for just putting a nice bit of off-white paper on the back of a tag. So this is going to be the front. So not sure what I'm going to do on the front. Obviously I think I'm going to want it Edith Holdeney, but I don't know what, and I want to have some kind of an image. Oh, actually, do you know what I'd like to also use? I'd like to use some of my kits. So you know these, which are hoi polloi and kindred. So mine are all mixed together. That's because, well, they were all separate, and then I dropped them, and then they all got mixed together. So. But I'd like to use some of these maybe on my, I don't know, she would be fabulous. Look how she filled that nicely. Obviously I'm not on that background, but she would be fabulous. So there's a lot of these. They are a bit quirky, and there are some women with moustaches, and there are men in dresses, and there are men with very flamboyant clothing on, and then there's people from different ethnic backgrounds. Or she could even go on there. She could be more central. Let's keep those 2 out. I think I'm going to use one of those 2. You can print them big or small or whatever, and if you love if you love fussy cutting, they're right up your street. So let's see, if we popped that on there, where would she be? Lost in the wilderness, that's where she'd be. Although I don't dislike it. I'm going to have to cough, I'm really sorry. Yeah, I don't dislike that at all. What if I put her on? She would completely obliterate it, so perhaps not her. I'm going to sneeze now. Sorry, it's still not well, so I'm going to have to blow my nose now. Okay, so I'm going to cough again, I think. So I'm just thinking, I'm just trying to see whether that's what I want to use or not. So that's not that image. I could definitely use that, because that's not, you know, it's not like a conflict of which one is going to be the best for this project. So, because this has got text on the back, so it's not going to be a problem. Not that. That's a bit wishy-washy. I don't know whether it's the right thing. Also, actually no, because that's a lovely spread, that middle bit, so not that. Yeah, you see I've got a conflict on there as well, so I'll have to decide from one book to the other which one I'm going to use of which. Yeah, not that one. I mean, like, I like that. But no, I think she's like, I think that's the one. I think that's going to be the one. You know, when like you've found something and then you dither. Not that you've ever known me dither. I'm going to cough again. Sorry, just help me while I find. Sorry, I tried to make sure that I cut out my coughing, because I know it's irritating, and if you're wearing earphones, it can also burst your eardrums. Especially if I sneeze, that's another thing that will definitely burst your eardrums, because I'm notorious for that. Oh, that's beautiful spread in there, isn't it? And that's a bit wishy-washy. No, sorry, Edith, I'm not suggesting that your drawings are wishy-washy. Just they're not. They lack the punch that I want. Do I want holly? No, I think I'm going to go with that. I feel like, yes, let's just go with that, Dave, because otherwise you'll be here a while, and you can tell. I can tell that I need to cough a lot more. So, okay, so we're going to use this, and we're going to use her. And now, whether I want to use this side or do like that, I do like that. This could be a winner chicken dinner. Or that side. I like that as well. Equally, where does the tag end there? Let's put her in frame. Where does the tag end? Right, so let's put that there, so we've got an idea. So it's either that, and then there's a bit of that creeping in, or we put it like that, and it's going to be like that. Yeah, no, I like that side. Yeah, we'll do that then. Okay, so let's cut the very edge of this off so that it's not too floofy at the edge. Deckled, that's the word, isn't it? Deckled edge, a deckled edge. And we'll pop that on there. And we will stick it down, and then we'll cut it. So I think I'm going to use this, which is just some, you know, stick glue. It's literally stick to me glue. I could do with a bit of scrap paper to lean on. But do I have any? Do I have any paper on? That's not really scrap, Dave. Oh, I've got some old introduction cards to a project I was doing, a collaboration I did last time, I think. So I'll use this, because I do have some glue books, but I have no idea where they are. So I'm going to glue all of this, and then what I'll do is I'll trim that down once it's stuck down. So sorry if I'm not being my sparkling, humorous self today. I'm doing my best is all I can say. It's been a bit challenging to talk the last few days, so I don't know whether you saw Monday's video, but I was definitely not doing particularly well on Monday. Feeling marginally better today, but still not fully recovered. But you know, it's fine. I will take one for the team, and I'll carry on, and we'll do it. Get this done. So I'm going to cut the edge. It's not the edge. I'll cut this off the edge. Is what I meant. I think that's what I meant. I don't know what I meant really. And I've got an appointment on Monday with the doctors. I'm going to have my liver function test done, because you know you have to have these things done when you're on statins. So and also they haven't checked my cholesterol level since I got diagnosed with high cholesterol, so I guess it's a good job that they're checking it. Well, actually, I did say to them, are we not checking my levels? And then they suddenly said, oh, well, let's get you booked in. And I don't know whether it was because I'd said, and they thought, oh, yeah, we haven't done that. No, not that. No, not that. I think I will just cut it freehand, and we'll go from there. Right, okay. I'm going to cut, so I reckon like that. Oh, something has fallen over at my side. It wasn't an animal running around down at my feet. I don't have any animals to run around down at my feet, so cool. Yeah, I'll do that. I think we'll put a slot in, because it's got a nice big space at the top, and we'll do a slot in. Oh no, we're not going to do a slot, are we? No, we're going to have a tab at the top. Let's see what a tab looks like. I might change my mind. So let's have a look. So these are Tracy tabs. Well, they're not Tracy tabs. These are the ones that Tracy sent me. So I think she'll let me use that. Now that's a closure one, so I'll keep that for when I'm using it as a closure. And then these are just ones that are just, well, there's two there. These are just ones that are just tabby style. Tabby. No tabbies were harmed in the making of this. Although, could I do this and maybe put a if I had a slot in it, I could put some ribbon in that, because it doesn't have anything soft on it at the moment. Let me see if I've got some ribbon, and that one might form my decision. So I found some ribbon that I think I'd quite like to use, and I think I wanted something that was a bit wider, because it's with a slot punch, you want something where it's not going to just slide around. So I think I'm going to use that. Kind of goes, because it kind of goes with the colourway, you know, with the kind of the natural colours. I thought it went quite well anyway. So some of the other colours I've got are a bit garish. So okay, we're going to change our mind then. We're not going to have a tab on it. We're going to do this instead. So pop that there. Okay, so I mean, whilst my voice is normally quite deep, this is ridiculously deep at the minute. So let's just see. Is that going to go through there? Will it go through? Will it fit? It will fit. If it fits, it sits, especially if you're a cat. So yeah, we'll have that. I will do that. Yeah, cool. Okay, so then what we'll do is, I think we'll ink around this. So let's get some ink. I don't want to go too dark. So you know, I said I didn't want to ink the actual item, the thing itself. I'm not opposed to inking the things that go inside. So the accessories, the ephemera that go inside. So so we will add a bit of colour to this. Now what I'm enjoying about this one is, although this is falling apart now, it does give a bit of a kind of an uneven finish to the edge, and I like that kind of finish. It's a bit like a deckled edge when you're tearing paper. So I'm not going to round the corner. I thought about it when I got there, but I've decided not to. I'm just going to take my time. I'll get a bit more ink on it. I'm using vintage photo, in case you wondered what it is. So it's vintage photo. So and why did I use that? Well, it was there. No other reason other than it was close to hand and it was available. So I don't know how deep my voice sounds to you guys, but it's like really vibrating my I was going to call them vibracords, but they're not. That's not what they're called. Is it? I nearly made myself laugh. And if I make myself laugh and cough, hang on, just bear with me. Vocal cords, not vibracords. So try not to laugh. And I know you like me when I'm laughing, but it's just I lose control and I'm not able to breathe. And I'm sure you'd rather have me alive than dead. Actually, I'll put that on after I've added her. So I think I'm going to put her on. I don't know whether I want anything on there to kind of lift her out. I could add a bit more of something. Put a bit more on. Who are you calling a moron? I could maybe, let's have a look and see what a bit of book page might look like if we use that. Or we've got something else. What else have we got here? Oh, maybe that, because that would kind of go with the kind of theme. It's the colours are there. This is a bit of wrapping paper. It's a bit of William Morris wrapping paper. So let me just see what this is going to look like. We had a bit of something coming in, maybe. Just to add another little dimension, maybe. Obviously, I wouldn't leave it this shape. I would tear it. You know what? I quite like that, actually. It does marry nicely with the colours as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to tear it and make it look random. Although we know it's not random because we've just torn it like that. So we've randomised it. I don't know how much of that's going to need. About there. Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's quite good actually, that. Might randomise it a little bit more. Let's maybe tear up this bit here. And then pop that on there. Yes, yeah, that's right. That's cool. Okay, so do we want that on her? Just below her derriere. And again, we'll ink around the edge of that. Just to give it a bit of a, you can tell it's a layer on there rather than just, it's, all that I like. Oh, that was nice. That dark bit there, that looks cool. That looks almost like you've snatched it from a fire, which I do love that look, you know. That slightly almost burnt edge look. You know I like that because you've seen me do that technique before to make it look like you've rescued it from a fire. I won't go that far with this one, but it's nicely done. Oh, that is gorgeous. That does look great. Oh, I love that. Yeah, so she's going to go on there. I think we're going to have that about there. We might have a nice word across the bottom. We don't want to make it too thick though, because we will need it to slide in that very tight space that we have. I might add just a little bit of a repeat kind of coming in off the top here. So we're kind of picking up the same pattern. Yeah, that's good actually. It's in the same orientation as well, which I like. So I've started to get that really deep Marvin the Paranoid Android from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If anybody's ever seen that, I don't know whether you watch sci-fi, but I like sci-fi, and it's comedy sci-fi. Yeah, I'm going to stick that up there, I think. Yeah, so Marvin the Paranoid Android sounds a bit like this. Marvin the Paranoid Android. Because he sounds depressed. And that's what my voice sounds like at the moment. I'm not. I'll just, like, reassure you, I'm not. But I'm not only not him, but I am also not depressed. So oh yeah, I like that there, and then we'll pop that on there. We wanted that, yeah, about there, I think. Yeah. Sorry, if I was going to go into a full cough, I would have cut the video, but I think I'm going to be all right. I needed to just clear my voice, not my voice clearly, but clear my throat a little bit. So where are we putting you, love? That's going there, love. Like I'm from the West Midlands, which I am. So, and pop that on there. Oh, that is cool. I love that edge. And we'll pop that there. And then I think we'll ink her as well, just to make her kind of just stand out a little as well. This is a very juicy ink pad, because normally if I'm going to do something with vintage photo, it kind of blends in quite a lot, but this is looking much darker. I mean, it'll fade back as well, because it's these inks they don't have that permanency of the other ones. I never know which one's a dye ink and which one's a pigment ink, but one of them's a bit more punchy and stays punchy, and one of them's only punchy when it's wet, slippery when wet. So random stuff that you come out with, Dave. What on earth are you talking about? No, I don't know. Hopefully these lovely people aren't completely lost. Well, if you are, you're probably lost because you're here. So, what am I watching? Yes, that's much better now. She pops out of there. Well, she has got a bit of a dirty chin, though. So, but you know, she might have had that before. So, yeah. So these images, in order to create these, lots of photos. Each one was then fussy cut. Then, so some of them were digitally fussy cut, some of them were physically fussy cut. Those that were physically fussy cut were then stuck to a plain white sheet. Then there was digitized again, and then turned into pages. The other ones were fussy cut using digitalization. So it was painstaking. It took me a long time, a lot of months to get these out. But I wanted to do something that was just a little bit quirky, a little bit different, especially because, you know, the person who makes the paper dolls doesn't make paper dolls anymore, and there's only a limited selection of those things now, so this gives you a bit more opportunity. It opens up the realm a little, so to use different things. So anyway, that's what I'm going to use on there. I'll cut these bits off actually before I do anything else, so just cut this, just get that bit off the end of my blade without chopping my fingers off anyway. So do that there, and then this. Cool. Yeah, and they can go in the bin. So I'm just gonna have to have a drink. Sorry, folks. Okay, so that's going to go on there. So shall we use one of my words? And if so, where are they? Did I put them in here? Is that where I put them? Right, it is indeed. So these are my words. So this isn't all of them cut out. It's just I haven't got around to cutting any more out. I don't think she's mellifluous. Cacophony. maybe. I can't say it, can't pronounce it. Collywobbles. Oh, I quite like collywobbles. Do I want to cover her bottom up? Not really. Maybe she could be sat. She could stand on collywobbles. Maybe like that. Or maybe we have collywobbles just under there, so the skirt of her dress just comes down over the top. I'll say, let me just see what else we have. Ambiguous. Shut up. Well, we've got shut up Dave. We won't use shut up Dave though. So umpteen, oomph. Okay, so an octopus. She's not an octopus, definitely not. Cattywampus. Ambiguous. Bafflegab. Schmooze. We want schmooze. No, we won't use schmooze. We're going to have that one, I think. I really need to get some more of those cut out. Get them stuck to some more card and get them cut out. So, but those are my words there. Both available. Dashisms and Lexicon. They're also available on my Etsy, along with these lovely Kindred and what's the other one? Kindred and I've forgotten what the words. What are words? I've forgotten what it's called. What? Excuse me. Hang on. Hoi polloi. That's the one I was trying to say before I started coughing. So I'm going to pop that on there, I think. I'm going to have her there. Yep. Okay. Just making sure I didn't cut her nose off. Because of course once I'd printed them, then I had to go back and then recut them back out again. So, yeah, we're going to pop that on there. Do I need to cut that? Am I going to be happy with that little bit? So she's got a bit of ribbon that comes down here. Yeah, no, it's fine. We'll do that. We'll leave that. And we're going to pop that on there. I think I'm going to have a dress kind of coming up, tumbling over the top of there. We might put something else on there. I don't know. We don't want anything too bulky though. Well, is that going to be too bulky? I don't know. Where are my words that aren't on stuff? I do have some that I haven't, like I say, not completely cut out yet. I have no idea where they are though. So if I can find them quickly, I will. But if I can't, I won't. No, two things. A, can't find them really quickly. B, can't be bothered to try and find them. You know, when you're starting to go downhill when you've been poorly, that's how I'm starting to feel. So we're going to stick her down. Let's stick collywobbles down first. We'll just ink around this edge though. Give it a bit of an inky feel. It's on grey board, so grey board isn't very attractive, is it? So I'll put that on there. I mean, it should fit into that thing, and if it doesn't, then well, it doesn't, does it? So we will pop that there. Right, make sure that sticks down, and then we'll pop her on so that dress kind of just comes down over. Yeah, I like that. I like the funniness, the juxtaposition, if you're either me or Corrie, of that. So we'll just glue that. It's a big lump of something on the back of there. Let's get rid of that. So Vic should be arriving soon. He may well have already got here because there's a sudden cold draft in my desk. So that could imply that he's arrived and the door has been opened. I'm almost sure he's here. Oh, I love the way she stands out from there, and especially with that cascading over the top of there. I'm hoping that'll stick down and won't catch when we put her in the thing. I'm also going to ink around the edge of the back as well, again with that kind of like scraggy edge. not coming too far in, just coming down and round. So, and then we can finish the tag off. We'll put that, definitely put the ribbon on. I don't know whether I want something else, maybe a bit of something else, another colour ribbon or another style of ribbon. Just put a little bit in there. There we go. See what I mean? It goes lighter once it starts to dry. Okay, so do I want something else? Let me just have a look. Okay, so I found a bit of lace and I found a bit of ribbon, and I'm just gonna trap these together and then just thread it through. I think this is what I want. Do I want that to be a bit coloured? I think I might want that to have a bit of colour to it. You know, to be a bit more, less white. It's not lace actually. It's a bit of a net curtain or lace curtain, whatever, however you say it. We call them net curtains, but I don't know whether that's a thing. Oh, let's do the other side in case you see that as well. What I like about net curtains is they don't tend to unravel as much. I think they're kind of designed to have a bit cut off them. So pop that like that. I only want to be able to get it to stay together while I fold it over and post it through the hole. Oh yes, that's it. That's exactly the look I was going for. Oh, I don't use a lot of lace. I'm really glad I did though. I might just cut that with a bit of a fishtail edge. I mean end. Not too overly fishtaily, but there we go. That's fine. And then I think what we will do is we will just put a staple in there. Let's get one of my rusty staples. Do that. Stick that in there. That'll just hold it in place then. Yep, that's nice. Oh, I like that. Oh, cool. I really like that. I might pop just maybe a bit of a, yeah, I might just have a quick fussy cut of this and stick some of this on the edge. I don't know how much of this I'm going to put on, so I will fussy cut all of it and then cut it down. I think I'm going to have it not creeping into the page quite as much, so I am doing the very quickest of fussy cutting. So if you want to take your time over fussy cutting, you do that, but I'm doing this for you, so I'll try and do it on camera as well. Sometimes lose where I am, especially if I'm not feeling well like I am at the moment. So sometimes forget to stay on camera, so apologies. Hopefully I've stayed on camera most of the time today. I love these. I love the little flowers that you get on nettles. Are nettles something that you get around the world? Is it something that they, or is it just, or nettles things that only grow in certain parts of the world? I don't know. Or are they one of those ones that are like it's a survivor? I'm a survivor. You don't want me singing that, and I certainly don't want to be murdering that with my voice today. So I will not even. I'm resisting the temptation to sing. So sorry, Corrie. Sorry, Corrie. But I am resisting the temptation to sing. I know I normally do a lot of singing, but as I'm not feeling great, it's probably not a good idea. Especially with the voice that I've got. I don't want to damage my voice completely. Let's just cut this down. I don't know whether I want to have it so it's like that. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. I know I've spent that time inking that, but that's fine. We can ink this, and I'm going to have to cough. I'm sorry. Yeah, still a lot of coughing going on. So ironic, really. I've had a couple of days off, so not because I'm ill either. I took some leave, and ironically, I started to get unwell because I took some leave. So it's always the way, though. You know, it's the body kind of just, it stays resilient as long as it can, and then the moment you down tools and, you know, relax a little, your immune system kind of goes, okay then, right, we're all on strike, and stops. So let's stick this down and get this all down on the back, and then that kind of keeps it all kind of in keeping. And I don't normally decorate the back of tags, so I might as well. I mean, I don't know what I was doing with this tag originally. I mean, like, the back was covered, but I don't know whether that was because I was just planning to make a tag, or whether I was just doing some kind of masterboard stuff. I can't remember. It's been in there a while. It was with that pad though, so that pad, that's why those pads, that pad is very similar numbers. Right, I've got a card somewhere. I need to squeeze it down with this. I'll do that. Oh, that is lovely. Oh, I love that. Right, okay, let's do that edge as well now then. So just get a bit more ink on there. And just then that just continues that same inking around that edge. There we go. Cool. Okay. So there we go. Let's just get rid of these bits. I'm going to have to cough, and I will tidy up as well. So tidied up a little bit. I'm sorry, I also had to cough. So anyway, it's not the cough. It wasn't the cough that carried him off. It was the coughing that carried him off in. So I'll still tidy up a bit while I'm doing this. Okay, so let's get this in, and we will pop this in place, and let's hope it goes in. We might need to give it a bit of a wax as well, just to make sure it glides in nicely, because you've seen me do this trick before. It just helps it to kind of just glide in the pocket, just until things are kind of just, it's sliding backwards and forwards with no problem then. So, and it also smells of fruity dewberry, I think, not Dewsbury. Dewsbury is a place near Batley. It certainly doesn't smell like that. Dewberry, I think, is what it is. Let's open that up a little bit. Right. Oh, I tell you what I'll do to get that open. I will just get my ruler, and I'll just pop that ruler in there, because it might have got stuck down a little. There we go. And then pop that in there. That might just stretch the fibres a little bit, I think. Oh yeah, perfect. Perfect. So we'll pop that there, and that on there. Pop that back in there. So there we go. We've finished another little Finish It Friday project, and we've given ourselves a tag for the top of our Edith Holden pocket. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you like spending some time with me, even though my voice is quite deep. And yeah, I mean, it's deep. It's fairly deep normally, but this is ridiculously deep. So I sound like Barry White. So I won't sing. Yeah, no, I won't sing. I was about to, and I was thought, no, it's just going to hurt my lungs and my throat and everything, so I won't. I'll let you fill in the blanks. You sing like Barry White for me instead. Alright then, folks, so thank you very much for watching another Finish It Friday. I hope you like what we got out of this. If you do want to get hold of the either the lexicon or dashisms, they are available on my Ko-fi, along with hoi polloi and Kindred. I believe hoi polloi has 57 different individual images of couples, singles and groups, and some of them are in colour, and Kindred has 59 images, all spread over 10 pages, so again, of singles, couples and groups. So I hope you enjoyed watching this today. Don't forget to check out my Ko-fi. Go over there and follow me, because then you'll get all of the news about the new Ko-fi tiers that are going to come out. And I will see you in the next video. So thank you very much. Give this video a thumbs up and a like. Drop a comment if you want to. Don't forget to share it, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Don't get what I've got, so you know, just be careful. Stay away from people. It's the best way. Get more craft done as well. All right then, folks, you take care. Lots of love from me. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs, and remember, I love you all without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Love you. Bye. Bye.